So friends, the education today is different. We are in the pandemic. There are a number of philosophers who have given the right direction to education, and the new teacher need to be a very dynamic teacher. And one of the features of today's education is that the student want information through the media technology skills. Apart from the life career skills and learning skills and so many other things, this third part, which we are going to discuss today, is very much in need, as the students want the education to be interactive. And that is my focus. So it is not concerned with any degree, any PhD or any experience. It is a simple enthusiastic work. So you will be enthusiastic throughout the session. The presentation is designed in a proper way. Don't worry about what is going on. At the end of the session, everything would be very much clear. So we are now running the 4th generation education. The student needs are disciplinary knowledge, skill communication. He needs to think out of box, and he has to be critical thinking. We want to imbibe so many things to the students. Now, today's student is tech savvy. He is impressed or rather addicted by social media. And the problem is that he has now lost the attention. He is confused, he is distracted, and we need to keep his attention towards his study. Now, the 4th generation teacher is expected to have the skill, should be planner for the 21st century. He should be resource provider. And what now we more need is that he should be a digital instructor. He should be leadership facilitator, as usual he is. But now one more thing we need is that he should be a technology lover for learning. So technology can help us in teaching. You can see in this pandemic, we are using the technology for education. The teachers are and the students are also using this technology. So by now, everything is made clear that now onwards the technology will predominate, and every teacher has to be expert in the technology along with his core knowledge of teaching. Now, so many things being said, there are a number of difficulties in the online education, like we have faced as a demonstration. My session was expected to start at 10 exact, but due to the loss of internet, the low internet speed, there was a problem. I had to switch to another network, and you had to have some stress. So this thing happens in the online education every time. So we had to take care of this, and we had to go with this. This poor internet connection, poor electricity, poor people as well is the hindrance to this type of online education. Poor computer literacy is also one of the problems. We are not very much literate as far as the current technology is involved. And that is why this workshop is organized by Dr. Nitin sir. Many more things are there. I cannot see, you cannot see me actually. So the interaction is missing many times. In fact, we teachers are also not that way motivated. We hesitate to make the videos. We find it difficult to teach using the computer. Another thing is that lack of teamwork. When the students, when the participants are sitting at their home at different places, the teamwork cannot be possible. So some of the things we want to imbibe to the students are not possible. Empathy is not missing, and timely support of the student is also not possible every time. So there are a number of problems with the online education, but still we cannot stop it. We have to continue with the technology. Old education was teacher driven, as you know, but the modern education is student driven. What teacher want, what student want, that is more important. So we have to use the technology which is interested in, which is liked by the student. The teachers' attitudinal change is needed in this pandemic and the new normal that will come in the days ahead. The teachers are not that way prepared. The students are already prepared. They are already using the mobile phones. They are tech savvy. They use the media. The teachers are not that way prepared. So by so many such workshops and courses, we are trying to prepare the teachers for the new technology. Now, before we go for video preparation technique learning, let us see this small video that will open our mindsets. The video may not be clear, audio would be clear.
Hey Google, where is VNIT?
Okay, so what I wanted to say that even the Google Assistant and the Alexa can teach the student now. Even
in the first step,
just a second.
insert a diagram of the red coordinates of 555 being connected. What's next? In the second step, pin number 1 is connected to ground. Okay, what's after this? What you can see in the step is that the pin number 8 is connected to ECC.
Anyway, okay. So what I wanted to say here is that even Amazon or Alexa can now teach the student. Their days are not far away when the computer will be teaching the student direct, and there may not be the need of teacher even. There is an argument. So what I want to say is that teachers should be ready to prepare with their videos and learning materials so that the effective teaching can be taken place. Now we go ahead. So what are the various type of digital content creations? We start with the lecture notes. We can have PowerPoint presentation. We can have educational videos. We can have quizzes, and we can have question banks. These are all a part of a number of learning resources, and they are used in the classrooms. You already have studied the Google Classroom. There you are using all. You would be needed to use all these things. Now, one of the basic resources is the video, which is liked by the students. So our focus would be on the video. Now, video lectures are of two types, online or offline, and there are a number of problems or advantages in both the cases. In the online that we are going on the GeoMeet or Google Meet now, which have Zoom, we have GeoMeet, we have Teams, we have WebEx, so many type of platforms are available. In this, we webcast the videos directly. So internet availability for the audience is uncertain, as you are just now facing. Many networking issues are faced, and expertise is needed in handling this technology, which we may not be prepared. And now we are preparing with this experience. The other category is the offline course, where we are recording the videos and then upload them on the server, maybe your own server, maybe on the YouTube, maybe on the Google Drive, and then you share it with your students. The link is shared in the classroom, Moodle or YouTube or classroom. So a number of things are there. The student can watch these videos at their own pace, on time, and video can be paused, replayed so that the proper teaching can take place. But here the instant interaction is not possible. So there are pros and cons of each method, but being a fourth generation teacher, video creation is must. We also can understand that video is a digital asset. Your presence is nowadays counted by your digital presence. As a global teacher, our digital presence on the LinkedIn, on the Facebook, on the YouTube is essential. It's a contribution, basically, like writing a book chapter. So once you make a video and upload on the YouTube, it is always available. Anybody can watch it anytime. Again, for the say next job, if you want to go anywhere, then your resume can also be improved with this number of videos you have created. If you use this YouTube, Then YouTube has an excellent data analytics. You know in real time how many people have watched, from where they have watched, what is their age, what is the average watch time. Number of analytics is possible, which will give you the feedback also. You can become a popular teacher if you are available on the YouTube. So we should make this video creation as a hobby, so that we would be positive mindset. It will not be a hindrance. Number of teachers are there with me of age half than me, maybe 25, 30 years. Even they are also hesitated to make the videos. So age is not a factor. Your intention, your dedication, your attitude matters. I understand it's not easy. To make a video is not easy. It needs a lot of hard work. It needs to spend time. It needs to handle the technology. But once you understand that, then it becomes very easy in the long run, and then it becomes a very interesting hobby also. Video creation is just like a person in the multi roles, like making a movie. In a movie, there is a script writer, producer, director, actor, editor, distributor. But at home, there's nobody. You are the only person who knows the technology, who knows the content, the script, and you have to produce it. You have to act there. You have to edit it. You have to distribute it. I mean, make on the YouTube, and one person has to do so many things, and that makes it very difficult. Unless you have got your intention clear, you are motivated, you cannot do this video creation. But I know there are a number of persons, very aged persons, they also do the videos, and they are very popular teachers. So please don't hesitate to spend some time and money on the educational tools. You need to spend some money also there. You may be required to purchase a tripod, may be required to purchase a mic, some maybe some pen tab, and so on. Some software also may be needed. So being a professional teacher, a 4G teacher, now we need to have these tools. A personal computer is must nowadays to the teacher. So as a modern teacher, we should have these things so that we would be in a position to make the videos and work with the students. Now we'll see some small factors why the people fear, why they don't go for video making. First is the camera fear. Everybody has it. I have, you have, everybody have. So we have to face someday or the other. Then sometimes we compare what others will say, what my friends will say. So there's nobody. You are the teacher, you are the professional, you are having your own profession. So why to compare with others? Once you start preparing, and then you can improve upon afterwards, and then you get confidence. I am also new. I'm teaching you. It doesn't mean I'm a master in this. I have done something. I may be just 6 months ahead of you. I started from last 6-7 months, and now I'm in a position to teach you. So it doesn't make you and me are not different. Everybody can do it. We have got some problem. So I may stop somewhere. I may fumble, or my English fluency may not be proper. These are some myths or hindrances. I may forget sometime. I feel nervous. People will, I don't know how I look, my body language may not be proper. These are various myths that stop you from making the videos. People will laugh at me. They will compare with the standard videos or the very good videos on the internet. So don't worry about things. And special problem with the aged persons like me, the persons beyond 45, is that it is difficult to adapt to the technology at a later age. But it is not the case. I can have my own example. I am running 51 and I am using technology, and I don't find any problem. I can ask with my student. I can ask to my son also, my neighbors also. No problem in asking. See, this video making is the work of a new generation. If you want to be young, you have to ask new generation. It is like a reverse mentoring. Every time a senior person will guide the junior, it is not necessary. In the video making, young people are more dynamic. They understand technology better, so they can guide you. So don't hesitate in asking the younger ones. This is what is my opinion. What is the solution for this problem? The only thing is that we have to create a positive mindset. Don't compare with the videos which are in the on the YouTube. There may be some professional companies, they are making the educational videos, so they would be very good maybe, but unless we start, we will not catch up with them. So someday or the other, we have to stop, we have to start making them. So what I do, what you can do, imagine that you are explaining to your brother in front of camera. You can stand, or say I am now talking to you, my webcam is working, I am talking to the camera. So what I can do, I will assume that I am speaking with my younger brother, a younger child, a best friend. Or I can keep, you can see here what I have done. I have used here my laptop. You can see now on the laptop I have pasted the photograph of my son, who is a young one. And I always feel that I am teaching to my son. I am not bothering to whom I am teaching. I just teach to my son. So at that time, I don't feel anything awkward. My camera feeling is gone. So that makes my video proper. So this can be done. The camera is not a fear. It is your own fear. Then what you can do, after recording, you can watch your own recorded videos, you can edit them and see for improvement. You can also see the similar videos available on the YouTube. Whatever topic you are going to make a video, educational video, on that topic, there are hundreds of videos already available on the YouTube. So don't worry, see some of them, see what are the good points in them, and see what you can add in that, and you make the video. You will also improve upon after some time. So we have to use technology, we have to enjoy technology. The most simple way of making video, I feel, is using the PowerPoint presentation. Like I am presenting now, and my recorder is working at the back side. So whatever I'm talking would be recorded, and after that I can edit it and I can post on the YouTube. So for that, we need to learn PowerPoint very religiously. PowerPoint we already know since many years, but PowerPoint has exceeded so many things in the last many years. Now we have got PowerPoint 2016, 2019 also. And many people I see, they are working in Office 2007, 2010. So there are a number of features which we must use effectively in order to make this presentation effective. You should have some animation, you should have some designs, you should have some transitions. So this can be added to make the video effective. It's a very good tool. You must know how to use the PowerPoint.
Yes,
so the animations can make it very attractive and interesting. You can also understand, and you can also study Word, Excel, OneNote. These are basic tools. We feel I am professor, why I should know these things. But no, being a technology-based teacher, the various features available in the PowerPoint and the Word and Excel are very much effective. OneNote is a very such tool available in the MS Office. If you have got OneNote, you have got the PowerPoint presentation, you have got this Paint tab, you can have very nice presentation online. So we have to play with the technology. Ask somebody if there are some problems. As you now can play with your handset in a very fluent way. Before 2-3 years, you were not aware of the smartphone. Very young kids who don't know anything about education, they are making the videos on education. And we are the masters. We should lead now in making such videos. Now, once we make some presentation, we should also know some small softwares for video record. For this learning, a number of videos are available on YouTube. Tons of videos available on the YouTube for free. So YouTube is the best friend. Anything that you want, you can go to YouTube and you can learn for that. One thing is there, don't hesitate to purchase some basic hardware and software. Gone are the days of using everything free. Everything is free, but they have a problem. You use your Screenmatic, there is a problem. You can record only for 15 minutes. There is a watermark. So you have to go for some software which can record without watermarking, having no any other limitation. So you have to pay something. We have to spend some money also on that, because the profession is life now. So for that, You can pay some money, use some standard softwares. So we'll see what are the various basic hardwares needed. So first thing you need is a smartphone or a laptop. It's already with you. Smartphone everybody has got, and any smartphone can be used to record the videos. Laptop is complementary. It will supplement your work. Laptop is also there with every professor, every lecturer in the colleges, at home. Then what we need is a mic. A mic can cost rupees 400 to 1500. Boya 11, Boya M1 is a very common mic used nationwide. Everybody will tell you, purchase this mic, purchase this mic. It's a really good mic. I'm also talking to you using this Boya. This is the Boya mic. It costs now rupees say around 700, 1700 rupees. In this pandemic, the cost is increased. It was rupees 1200 previously. So this you can have. You can use your headphone. Otherwise, headphone also have got the mic and the phone, mic and the speaker. You can have tripod, small tripod, TikTok tripod. TikTok is a very common application. It was used, though it is now banned, but there are number of people who use TikTok. So there is a stand costing with 500 rupees. So there you can fix your handset and you can record. This I have got this. Digitech DTR 500. This stand is a very robust stand, costing rupees around rupees 1400. So once you purchase, then it is lifelong. Small mobile holder to hold your this on the stand. You also need to hold your mobile phone. This camera stand is basically for the DSLR video recorders, but you can also attach this mobile phone here by using this attachment. You can see here I have used, I have got my stand, and I also make some videos by the pen and paper. So I use the same stand, and here I have mounted one attachment, and where I have fixed my mobile phone. So I can also use the same stand for recording on the paper. So some of the jugaad can be done. We are Indians, and jugaad is our characteristic. So we have to use it here. More thing can be there. Pen tab. I am having a pen tab which I am using now. So pen tab is a very good tool for the teachers, so that I can write something on the screen. The cost from rupees say 5,000 onwards up to 15,000 rupees. So you can choose as per your need a medium size a pen tab. It is a very nice tool. It will take around 1 or 2 days practice, and then you are fluent with the pen tab also. Like I'm writing here, what I can do anything, whatever I want, very simply. Then webcam of the laptop may not be good many times, so you can need to purchase another camera for your webcam, or even webcam is also enough if you have a laptop. Now once you make the videos, once you record the videos, maybe using your Screen-O-Matic, maybe your OBS Studio or any other software, I will discuss this afterwards. Editing is must, because see, whatever I'm tracking, I may sometimes fumble. Everybody does it. So recording needs the editing. After you record the video, you need to watch them once again, and whatever the part that you have missed, you might have repeated, or where you have taken the pause, or something gone wrong, that you can very easily cut by using the video editor. So video editor will improve the video quality. It will also reduce the size of your video. It is very difficult to upload the video if the video becomes 2 GB, 3 GB, right? So that's why to reduce the size, this editing is must. Even in the editing, you can increase your speed, so that whenever you are writing some diagram and the students should not get bored, so you can make the speed more, so that the video size would be reduced and the effect would be good. Sometimes you want to retake something because something is gone wrong, so that you can repeat once again, and then you can record it. So once I know that I can record again, once I know that I can edit the video, my confidence increases, and I become very normal. Otherwise, what happens in the case of your Screen-O-Matic that you have seen, you know that the limitation is there, 15 minutes. So you have to finish your video in the 15 minutes. So sometimes you get faster. You have some sense of timing. So that makes the video quality somewhat inferior. So that's why editing is must. I feel more comfortable if I know that my mistakes can be corrected afterwards. We can also add number of effects such as transition, color correction, filters, number of things, images can be added, text can be added, various media can be added, text, video, voiceover, music, arrows, captions, logos, number of things can be added once I have a proper video editor. Even I can rearrange the videos. Some part I have covered afterwards, I want to keep it at the beginning. So I can rearrange the video, I can cut the video, I can add another videos also. If I made the videos in 2 parts, or if I am making video at home and I am using the demonstration of the equipment at college, I record there, and now I want to make a single video having my theory plus the demonstration. So how can I do it? So I will have 2 videos, I will combine together using the video editor. So once you have got the video editor, number of things are possible. Your volume can be increased, decreased, quality can be changed, brightness can be increased, your chroma can be controlled. Chroma means, again, I can have my background, I can remove it. If my background is not proper, I can remove it. So that is possible with the video editors. So that's why video editing is very important. Teachers now are somehow ready to make the videos, but now still they are not ready to go for the video editing. So I very strongly recommend that video editing is very important. Now after that, we will go for basic softwares. Screen recorder. One app is there. So first we will see what are the various screen recorders. The very first is the Screen-O-Matic that you have already discussed yesterday. So you will see if it is a free version, it has a watermark. And it is having maximum limitation of 15 minutes video. If you want to go for further, you have to have another session. So this is the limitation. Another one is the DU recorder. Very good software it is, DU recorder. It has a very small watermark, but it does not have any time limitation. It has. Hello. Then one more is there, Flash Express. It's a very good software, free, have no watermark and unlimited time recording is possible. Even there is a pen which you can use to write the pen. Pen is there. You can use the pen also in that recorder. OBS Studio, which you are going to study today, next, maybe after some time. So it is a very good professional software. It is an open source software. It is a free software. It has no limitation. It has number of input possible. You can have your camera, you can have your mic, you can have your windows, you can have a number of other input sources possible. So your OBS Studio is a very important software, which I recommend everybody should use. Free, in the free session I am talking about. You can also have got some video editor, which is very important. So there are also some free video editors and paid. So in the free Windows Movie Maker, which is a part of Windows, it has some features. It can simply attach or stitch the videos. Not much features, but basic features are available. Another is OpenShot. OpenShot is freely available. It has got many features. In the preliminary cases, we can use this OpenShot software for any type of video editing. It's a very good software. One should go for it, and it's free. Now we will go for paid versions. One of the software is Filmora. Another is Camtasia. Another is KineMaster and Adobe Premiere. They are all paid softwares. So OpenShot is a free version of Filmora. This Filmora is a very good software at a reasonable range, $7,700 lifetime. It comes around, say, 6,000 maximum. I have its copy, and I am very much satisfied with this. Now I have got a lifetime software at ₹6,000. Others are also there, somewhat expensive. But if you don't want to spend any money, then you can go for OpenShot software. After some time, if you feel that you need something more, then you can go for Filmora or Camtasia or KineMaster. This Adobe Premiere is a very premium software used by professionals for your video creation. You might be knowing about this marriage albums, marriage wedding videos. They are all made in the video Adobe Premiere. So now we know the hardware, the software that we need. Now they can be made, arranged, jugaad can be made. So what we need basically, the elements of video making is the confidence. We already have it. We already talk every day 2-3 hours in the college. What we just need just to fit a camera in front of our whiteboard and we can start. But camera sensation or camera hesitation is always with everybody, and that makes a difficult problem. So if once we get that such confidence, then everything will be very much simple. We already have the structure, we know how to teach, and when you can have some strategy how to make the videos. So we will discuss these strategies just now. What are the various types of videos we can have? So what are the various types of educational videos that we can make? The number of types may be possible, but at home as a teacher, without much technology, without much expenses, how to make the videos, that we will now see. The very first and foremost, most important and the simple one is the screen recorded videos. Like I am now talking, my screen is now getting recorded, and that would be then converted to video. So it's a very simple way, because the script I can prepare in advance. I can make the PPT and everything is available in the PPT. I can watch it and I can explain. Like I have got my PPT, I am now watching it and I am explaining. The same way you can do. One more thing here, that the clarity of the video is very good. You don't need lighting, focus, these all are again expensive. That we also need the space, where to keep them, how to handle them. But here, if you've got a laptop, then everything is done. So video is very clear in the PPT. No lighting needed. You can sit comfortably at any time. You can do. I am now sitting in my chair. I even don't need to wear anything. I mean, formal dress. I can have my T-shirt. I can wear my Bermuda. It is not going to be recorded. So simply, no formal dress is needed for making the PPT-based screen recorded videos. Of course, we need a screen recorder for that. We only need a software which will record my screen. So I have a Filmora professional software, so it can record as well as it can edit. So once I have got one video editor software always has got its own video recorder and plus number of features to edit it. So once you have got an editor software, once you have got a laptop, you can start making your video. So you can have OBS Studio, Flash Express as your recorders. So, and if you have tab, then you can also write some ticks and talks. This I can write here. If I have tab, I can also explain here. I can move the pen here and I can explain. I can write the expressions. I can teach math also. So whatever I want, I can do on the screen. I want to suggest one thing, that you should avoid the recorders which have got the watermark. That will not make a good image of you. You don't look professional if you use some free software or the software is having the watermark. In the long run, then you will feel somewhat hesitating. Next one, very common and very simple, habitual, is the whiteboard type of educational video. Simple, like any other day, you can teach on your whiteboard, keep a camera, and then you can record. This is the whiteboard type of video. Somebody is teaching, camera is there, and then video is automatically created. After that, you can edit it and you can do it. You can see this video. It was very famous picture in this pandemic. A teacher is making a jugaad. She has got a hanger to hang the cloth. She has used to hang the smartphone and recording the video and teaching to a student. So anything type of jugaad can be also possible. It needs a good quality camera. Mic is needed because sound can affect your videos. Sometimes you may need assistant to record, because you don't see what is happening inside the camera, whether the camera is working or not, which type of shot it is taking, where it is focusing. So you may need some assistant, and then you also need editor if you want to have a good video. It is liked by student because they have got the habit of this. Third is under camera. That is means I can write on paper on my tabletop, and then I have a camera from the top, and I can use it like this. I got my stand here. To the stand, I have attached a small stand, one more stand, and here I have attached my smartphone. I have kept my paper here, and I can sit here on chair. I can record it. I can write, and the recording started, and recording is possible. I am very near to the camera. The distance between the camera and me is very small, very less. So voice quality is also good. You may not need to have the mic also. For better quality, you can always use the mic. This is the output, what you will get. So it will like I am writing on the paper, and the students will understand this. One advantage of this is that you can refer the notes anytime, because camera is not going to see you. Only the paper is seen by the camera. So you can very easily keep your books open, you refer from that, and then you can discuss to the students. So students also like this type of videos. Of course, editing is must in every type of videos. Now, so we have seen various types of videos which we can make. Now compare these two books. One is this plain copy, another is colored one. If I want to purchase from me, generally I prefer this. But if a student purchase, he will prefer this. That is but obvious. That's why the companies make colorful colorful copies. Now our video is going to be seen, studied by the student. So whatever we do should be the student focused work. So if you want to give a present, a gift to a student, what you are going to give from these two? Of course, you are going to give this copy. Same fashion, if you want to make a video, then the video should not be very plain. It should have got some color combinations. It should be, for example, say this is my first slide I have shown you initially. It has got some color combinations. So this is one effect. Another, I have got another one, this one. Now you can see this one. It is a good one. I like it. I may like it. It is a very plain, black and white, very sober. But if you ask the student whether you like this or you like this, so student, if you are a student, if you are a young mindset, you will like this and not this. So if my work is with the students, I must make the presentation like colored one. So this is a teacher-student paradox. Teachers are very sober. They refrain from colors. They are very serious. They feel black and white, and they work. They like. They look black and white. But the students are very colorful. They are young, dynamic. They like the colorful world. They are jolly. They are techno savvy. They want like animation. They like music. So if my output is this, my output is, or my outcome, you can say my focus is student. So I should not do the things which are liked by me, but I should do the things which are liked by the student. So we should make the videos in that sense. Colorful videos can be made. So how to make the videos? For that, I will now give some content creation tips. Your video should be designed or made keeping a long term. You are a global teacher. You are not teaching only to your class, but now your video would be watched by the student worldwide. So you make that videos in that sense, right? You can have your own channel. You can make your own brand. Sometime you will also run your own MOOC classes on the online. So in that sense, you should prepare the videos. Otherwise, all your hard work, effort would be missed. I have seen many teachers, they make the videos and they keep the videos on their Google Drive. They share the link to their student, not to any other teacher. They don't keep it on the YouTube. Why? Because they hesitate that if the other teachers will see, they will compare, then they will laugh at me. So they hesitate. They have done the hard work, but all their videos are available on their drive privately. Even if they are available on the YouTube, then they are not made public. They are private. Only they can send a link and the student can see. So why should we hesitate? We should be open. Technology education video are watched by students. They are not watched by any common man. They are not the videos like some tips about how to talk and how to walk and what to eat and the music and sound. So they are not watched by everybody. They are watched by needy students. So there are not many needy students. So your views may not be very high, like in mega views and number of thousands. So they can be maybe 100 or 200 or 500, 1,000, 10,000. So don't worry that my video is not watched by many students. They are not meant for anybody. They are meant for a specific class. So you have to be prepared for that, but still you have to work properly. How to use the colors also in the video. If I am writing here, say I am writing with red or blue, my background is white, so that it would be properly seen by the audience. Generally, black or dark colored text on the white background is preferred, but it is up to the choice of the teacher. Everybody has got its own choice. Use the proper fonts. Generally, what we do in the PowerPoint presentation or in the Word, we got very standard fonts like Times New Roman, Calligraphy, Gothic, Courier. They are very standard font by default set in the Word, and we don't take any effort to change them. Why don't we think of another fonts? Let's have different font so that it would be more attractive. So you can also do experiment with the various fonts. You have various fonts, various sizes, and different colors in your presentations. You can have 2-3 colors. You can have 4 colors, depending on that. We are not making a cinema. It should not be very decorative, but still it should not be very plain. It should have got some colors. Windows have given it. Everybody like it. You know, if you like colors, others also will like colors. So try to give some sober colors. Proper spacing is also must. Otherwise, they will not be visible. Again and again, I say learn PPT and use suitable animation and design so that it would be effective. Use snipping tool for copying images available anywhere and paste in the PPT. Snipping tool is a very interesting small application available in Windows, free of cost. You can open it and whatever you want, you can crop. I want this part. Suppose only this part I want. I can bring it here and choose the window and press a button, and only this part would be copied. You can press it anywhere, maybe in the PPT, maybe in the Word, or it is the image basically. So you can go to internet to see something interesting. If you want to use it, copy it and paste it. So snipping tool can be very simple but very effective tool for getting the images from anywhere. Of course, you have to see the copyright issues, but don't worry, your PPT, if it becomes a viral, then there is the issue. Otherwise, there is no much issue in this case. Use the images freely. This is the snapshot of snipping tool available. You may now remember. Use proper bullets whenever possible. Like I am using the bullets here. In the PPT, in the presentation, there are a number of features. This bullet should be automatic. You can get it automatic. So we have to master presentation software so that we don't do donkey work. We will be smart. One more thing is that whenever I make any video, if I say good morning everybody, then it is very good. People get excited. We have connectivity. But if your recorded video would be watched by somebody anytime, maybe in the evening, then it would not be proper. So in the videos, please avoid saying good morning, good evening. You can say hi. You can say hello students, hi student, hello teachers, but don't be time dependent. Also, you should not write page numbers. Generally, on every page of your presentation, try to use some image, some imagination, some animation on each slide. So it would be looking like a video. Always it is better to watch the videos which we want to make. On the topic, there are a number of videos. So you watch it, you will get some idea how people are doing it, so that you can fare at par with them, if not worst. Some more things I want to emphasize here. See, making video and making a PPT is a bit different. Presenting a PowerPoint presentation and making a video is a bit different. when the people watch video, they should feel like watching a video, not a presentation. So in that sense, don't use various common effects of PPT like I have used here. In this slide, I have used this design. This is design, a very standard design of presentation. Here it comes. Sometimes you will see on every slide, the persons use the same effect. So it is a very common effect given by PPT, PowerPoint presentation application. So people should feel like you have made a nice video. In that order, you should not use such type of effect on every slide in the video that you create. I know you are making the video using the PPT, but user should not feel like that he is watching a PPT. He should feel like he is watching a video only. So such effect should be avoided in the PPT. If you are making the PPT for the video, it is good in the case of PPT. Because you see, I have used the color here is green, the background also is green, so it is not possible to read properly. So such things should be avoided in the video. Use more diagrams, tables, animate them so that student will get excited. Don't show all the information on slide at once. As if I am doing here, I am presenting you, I am showing one point, then another, and the point which is being emphasized, this time I am emphasizing this point. So what I do, these remaining points are made dim so that the focus is always on the current point. So this thing, if done, then the effect can be better. If I show everything in a single slide, full slide, the whole picture, the whole screen gets full, and the participant do not understand where to exactly focus. In that sense, we should present point by point. Again, then no need to present page numbers in the videos. If I am presenting a PPT, then maybe that the user want to know how much time is left. In the video, there is a timeline there. Yeah, the video is of 20 minutes, now 10 minutes are over. So user can understand how much time is left. You don't need to tell him this is slide number 5, slide number 10. So don't show the page numbers on the videos if it is a PPT based video. Even you don't need to show the date there. If you show the date there that I have made this PPT on 16th of July 2020, then after 6 months, my video will look like it is a 6-month video, 6-month-old video, 2-year-old video. So we have to speak with excitation, energy, passion. You can also add humor. It is of course acting. Video making is basically acting. Teachers are basically actors. So we have to act. Don't limit yourself to college student. Make a video to be global. We have already discussed this. The slide should be colorful. Significant part should be bold. Add suitable image, your name. Video, starting video, at the end of the video, you can add your name, your email, your photo also, so that the user will know who are you, from where you are you, what is your affiliation. He can contact you also. Now in the video, please avoid using the local languages. If I am talking in English, my video is global. If I'm talking in say Marathi or Hindi sometime, then maybe some audience from abroad may not be able to grasp it. So try to speak in the international language in the professional videos. We have to improve our communication skills. Now we have to be global. Whatever tips I have given, they are out of my imagination, out of my work. It is not a limitation that you should do this. You have to add your imitation. We are all learning. Everybody is learning here. Don't follow the rules made by senior people. Senior people will be, say, now outdated. You have to be young. Use the things are changed. Everything is changed. The taste of young student is different. They like movies. They like excitement. They like music. Even there is no harm if you are adding some background music at a lower volume in the educational videos. I have seen some professional educational videos having some background music. Reverse mentoring is needed. Reverse mentoring, this new word coming out, especially in the case of video making. Mentoring is what a senior person having knowledge is guiding a junior person. But now in the video, juniors are better. Juniors know technology. Seniors are hesitating. Seniors don't know the technology. So seniors should learn from juniors in case of the video making. This is the fact. We have to forget our age. In the very beginning, I said, forget your degrees. Forget that you are PhD. Just say you are a young teacher and you want to adapt to the new generation. Learn from youngsters. Seniors will disappoint you. If you talk to seniors, they will say, forget, yaar, I have no time. I don't know this. Why should I do this? I'm getting aged, I am getting retired in 2 years, why should I do this all? So they will disappoint you. So you have to talk to the youngsters, not to the aged persons. It's a lifelong learning in two sense applied here. We have to, many times have seen the word learning, unlearning, relearning. So it is an unlearning and relearning going on actually in this case. Once we have made the video, the next thing is to upload the video. Now, where to upload the video? Videos are of various sizes. It can go from 100 MB to 1 GB, 2 GB also. So why prefer the YouTube? YouTube is most effective, publicly available free repository. Every college is doing it. Even the IITs are uploading their NPTEL lectures on the YouTube. We don't need to have our own server. We don't need to expend money for that. And once we are on the YouTube, everybody can see your videos. After you make so much of hard work, you spend so much of time, you will always feel that my video should become popular. It should become viral. It should be watched by the student. I should become a popular teacher. There's no harm in thinking like this. Everybody thinks like this. I also think like this. Then what should I do? I should upload on the YouTube and I should share to the students, unless that your video would be going in the garbage. So you upload on the YouTube. Now, when you upload on the YouTube, there would be a problem about data. 1.5 GB per day data is with you. You have to upload HD videos, but please keep patience. You will need some time to upload the videos, but it is a one-time task, because nowadays network is available. People have got a lot of data available. People want good quality videos. So unless your videos are good quality, full HD videos, they will not be watched by the student. Some of the part may not be seen on the small screen. People watch the videos on the smartphone. So there the screen is very small. If the video quality is not good, then they are not visible. So you must upload the video with the full HD. So if you don't have the network at home, you can copy your data and go to the college. In the colleges, there is a very high speed internet. There you can do the same thing very fast, free of cost. So don't worry about the size of your video. Upload very good quality videos. Now, how to speak? Speed of the videos. Speak at your natural pace. You don't need to be very fast. You don't need to be very slow. The viewer can set the video. He can adjust the video speed playback. In the YouTube, there is a facility. You may be or may not be knowing that the YouTube video speed can be increased or decreased. There are 3 dots at the top, and then here by going there, you can increase the speed, or the quality can be changed. So anything is possible in the YouTube. So don't worry about the audience. If the audience feels that you are too fast, they will reduce the speed. If the audience feels that you are very slow, they will increase the speed. So you should go with your speed. In fact, I have seen many videos that talk very slow and they get it very boring. Students have no time. See, people don't have time to watch. They want it to be very fast. They now then increase the speed to 1.5 times, 1.25 times. So it is up to the viewer. Don't worry about them. You go with your own pace. Now for YouTube, it is another area of work. So YouTube uploading is also important. So you should know what are the uploading settings. In order to have a proper video visibility, you should have a proper title, proper thumbnail. Good quality thumbnail also attract. See, when you watch the video in the YouTube, what do you do? You see the first thumbnail. If that is attractive, then you click. So you have to make a first image very attractive so that the student will see your videos from hundreds of other videos available on the YouTube. So you have to give a proper thumbnail, proper title name, proper description, proper tags, hashtags, end screens, I buttons. They are all the parts of YouTube. You can go to the YouTube and you can watch any videos about the YouTube uploading settings. Then you will get many things. It is not a rocket science. Anybody can do this. Anybody can understand that. So we will not go into that here, but it is very important also how to upload. Many people I have seen, they upload the videos, but they don't set the tags. They don't give any description. In fact, you should give a description. You can also, so in the description, you can give the link of your other videos so that the student can go to the description, click on the link, and can get the another video. You can have end screen. At the end of the video, there are end screens so that there are 4 another videos, maybe your videos. So student will go there and click here. So he will get the another video of yours. In that way, the student get sequence of your videos and your views also will increase. So we come to the end of this session. I hope you would have found some of the things interesting, if not all. Everybody is senior, everybody knows many things. It was my sharing from my side. If you go, so in this video, what is the takeaway? We need to be very positive and open-minded for video creation. Then everything would be okay. Then everything would be interested. It can become a useful hobby. If at 51 I can make it as a hobby, then everybody can. If I can talk on the screen, everybody can. If I can make video, everybody can. So don't feel that you cannot do. Everybody can do. It is very easy than it feel like. Everybody can do in a very nice way, much better than me. I am one of the worst talker, and now I can talk to you. So you can also do much better than me. We have to learn and play with the video creation technology, hardware and software. These are the settings only. It is no any agency. It's not a rocket science. It's a very simple thing. Just a matter of practice. In a matter of 5 to 7 days, you could be the master in this. Very small students are making TikTok videos, and my peon is making a video. On the birthday, he's giving the wishes, very nice animated wishes and the videos. If the peon can do these things, why the teacher cannot do this? Teacher has got all the facilities, all the authorities, and I think teacher is the only person who is authorized to make the videos. He is the knowledgeable person. He can make the videos. Keep in touch with the video creator community, or teachers who learn and share experiences. Keep in touch with the young persons. Discuss with them how they have made this effect. What is the technique? See, in the technology, the things are very simple. The things look very, very impressive for the time when you don't know it. Once you know the thing, it becomes very simple. You will feel like, it was so simple, I was not knowing it. The things are that simple. The things are very simple. Only thing is that we have to go into it, we have to take a dive there, and we have to enjoy it. And the reverse mentoring is important. You can talk to your student. You can make the video and you can say your student to edit it. You can make him sit and see how he is doing it. If your student to whom you are teaching, he is making the very interesting videos. If my student can make good videos, why I cannot make? I can make, I must make, I can make better than him. So thank you very much for this patience listening. This one thing I wanted to share at the end of thanks. I have again given you this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. So what is it? In the presentation, how can even like, share, and subscribe? See, I have made it specifically because we are making this video. In the video, do not hesitate to request the audience to like your video, share your video, comment your video, or subscribe to your channel. So this is the age of marketing. Teachers are also marketing people. See, we have to face the market. We have to be popular. Unless we demand, unless we request, people won't do it. So there's no harm in saying to share, comment, subscribe the videos. Don't hesitate to do that. Come out of your box. We have to be open now. Thank you very much.